it's nearly time to close the camp, isn't it? And as you've seen in the last episode, I was telling you about the camp opening. So yeah, what actually happened was we lost a camera. Well, I lost the camera. It's a bit of a long story where it went. Yeah, so really it's a bit of a gap. But we're going to get back to things. Hopefully. I might add, we didn't. It's not our fault. Yeah, got to add that bit. It's not our fault. But you know, you realise. And on the last video, I'll spin you around again. You know when I was telling you about the gateway to North Wales. It looks something like that. There we go. So a nice autumnal day today on the North Wales coast. I hope that you'll be able to see as we come round this corner here. We'll go down and have a look and see what's going on the park, and hopefully keep these videos rolling. What else have we got to do today? Get temporary electric to the sales vans. Yes, that's right. So the lights come on automatically at night. So yeah, let's go and have a look, shall we? So over to the electrical stores. It's hard to do this with it. I don't want for the. Oh, right, let's go and get these caravans on. We've got a leak on a toilet again to sort out. I don't know what it is. I'm going to go and have a look now. And we've also got a leak on a shower, which is going to be a bit interesting today to do. So first of all, we're going to have a look at why this toilet, I think, is leaking on this caravan here. Let's go and have a look, see. So this one, we've been asked to come and have a look at a customer's caravan because the water infeed is leaking. Sign of a leak. So most people would look up and see that joint and say it's leaking from there. Nope, experience tells you not. As you see on the base outside, the green says that it's been leaking for a while. I've been to this one before. It was actually the hose pipe that was leaking. So no, it's very interesting. And if you look, you would think it's the tea that's leaking. Well, so when I first come in here, I thought, uh-oh, yes, it's the toilet. And as you can see, they're built-in toilets here, so you can't see, so you have to almost disassemble half the toilet just to find out. You may have heard me say in other videos as well, the isolation valves on toilets, you only have to look at them and they leak. And there we have it. There is the problem. So when I look at these, they can pretty much leak from anywhere. They can leak from here, which is obviously where the plastic meets the metal. I've seen them leak out of the actual flathead tap, whatever you call it, leak out there. Or it can leak out of here, which is where the fibre washer is. Or even it can leak from up of here, which is obviously where the system full of water is. A little tip, what I do is start at the bottom, make my way up. Obviously it's wet all the way. And then I'll have a feel up at the top here. And if these plastic threads at the top there are dry, that indicates to me, and that's how I find out where I'm going to attack this. 9 times out of 10, I'll just take off the isolation valve and fit a brand new one. It's why they do metal onto plastic there. Sometimes when I put a new infill valve in, I'll always go for a metal infill. So it's metal on metal, so you're not going to strip it. If someone's been here before me, there's a possibility as well that has been cross-threaded and it's a leak that's been there for a while. So we'll go and have a look, eh? So on closer inspection, you can see that probably was damaged on tightening up, and then it's just been waiting to break through, and there's the damaged fibre washer. New fibre washer, we should be in business. You know, when I said I think someone's been here before me, it's one of them days. There is 2 fibre washers on there. So someone has definitely been here before me. It's called service history. Okay, so all repaired, new washer in there. what we do is just use a piece of tissue, dry it off best we can, everywhere dry down the pipe, and then we have a good look and make sure we've got no water leaking from anywhere on this now. I think we're all done. Let's put it back together, shall we? So after watching the isolation valve on this toilet for 5 minutes or so, just to check that we certainly haven't got a leak again, put it all back together. But as you can see, that is the reason why my heart sank when I came in here, because I thought, how am I going to be able to get to the main water inlet on this toilet with it having a concealed cistern? But we did it. We managed, all back together. Hopefully one happy customer. So, if you're into a bit of DIY at home, or, I don't know, would do this job yourself, what I can't recommend, I think this actually comes from Screwfix. It's called the Plumber's First Aid Kit. Always go to this. I've obviously got me box of O-rings as well. But that first aid kit, it's got pretty much everything that you may need it's stuff like this. Always fibre washers, it's always there. There's also some rubber washers in there as well, and sometimes pick and choose. But if it's a fibre washer, replace it with a fibre washer. But yeah, the Plumber's First Aid Kit, big shout out to, I think that came from Screwfix many, many years ago. It kept me going all the time and helps me do jobs like this.
Dog.
How many years have you been on here?
22.
And what do you think of me?
Well, I can remember you when you was a little boy.
Mine's a red at the top, but it's red, blue, green, I think. It's the opposite way around.
Right, so arrived on site on a rainy day. Tony's with us today, and we've just done, what was that job like?
Pain in the butt.
A pain in the butt. Yeah, removing an axle stand in the rain. I'm just going to spin you around having a look. I couldn't film while it was on because the mess, but you can just see by the amount of rust that's there. Grinders, reciprocating saws, hammers, heat, the lot, just to remove an A-frame. Let's go and have a look at the shower door. Puzzling one this. So you don't get in the shower through the middle, as you can see. This door has gone there, so we've got to probably just bend the glass to get it back. We're going to have a go at that anyway. But Tony, why don't you want to bend the glass?
Because I know what'll happen if I bend the glass.
So do you want to film me bending the glass?
Yes.
Right, over to you.
Over to you, Al.
Right, let's have a go at this.
Yes. Here we go. Let's bend the glass.
Right, so
I was going to get in the shower myself.
I don't know whether the technical term is bend the glass, but there we go. My heart was in my mouth and bending that glass. I thought that's the end of that. Right, there we go. So we've got Tony with us in the tug with the ladders on over there. He's all ready to go. We'll go and have a look at it. The sun's shining. I've got a customer who says that the skylight's leaking. This is a common fault. And sometimes it's the skylights, because they're plastic, they go so brittle, and there's not a lot you can do apart from do one or two things. Replace the whole skylight, which is a do, or just try your best to put a bit more sealant on. So we're going to go and have a look in this Caravan and see where the water's coming in. It's an odd one really, because it only does it when sort of the weather's that bad. We're coming up on the roof here. Under initial inspection of the flue, it's not the skylight, it's coming through the extractor. But as you can see, somebody's been here before once again and used the incorrect sealant. You can't use silicone on top of your on the top of your roofs. You can't use silicone because it just comes off. And then over there, somebody's just used a bit of flash band, so it's no good.
Flash band's no good.
Flash band is no good.
Oh.
So we're up on top of the Caravan roof, and as you can see, I've now had a haircut. So we're repairing this leak in the extractor
on this customer's caravan. Flashband doesn't work really on caravan roofs. It's not the right thing. It's a special type of sealant that we use, which is like an unsetting sealant. So while I'm up here, I'm going to do both flues. I'm going to do the fire and the extractor as well. But I'll just give you a bit of a demo of what that flashband's meant to us now. Take a look at this. So we've actually had to take the flashband off so we can see what we've got using a heat gun, and it's like chewing gum. It's just really makes the job more difficult. If this had been used with the sealant, the correct sealant course, the sealant does go off eventually and starts to crack and then lets water in, but it's a much easier fix. Basically what's been happening is the water's been making its way down here, and it gets underneath the flashband and then basically wakes its way in there as well. The one issue, which I think the reason why someone's been here with flashband before, is the Phillips screws are completely rounded off. I've just sent Tony to, I'm going to use a bit of engineering knowledge and to get this off. The best way if you want to try and seal your flue yourself is basically to take the whole thing off, clear as much sealant, get a nice clean start, and then reapply sealant. Just trying to put things over the top of it, actually, it's a quick fix. You might get a year out of it if you're lucky. But if you take a look at this silicone job here, it's probably lasted, I don't know, a year, 18 months. I'll show you here. If you look at the silicone one here, it's probably lasted, like you say, 18 months or whatever, but basically that just has gone like that. Water is now getting there. The customer hasn't complained about water getting into this particular one, but it's only a matter of time. So while we're up here, obviously emptied a whole silicone gun and then just painted it round. This expands and contracts like you wouldn't believe, and what happens is eventually it just delaminates and comes off. Let's get on with trying to get this off. We're going to have to get that screw out and then reseal it with the correct sealant. So here we go, we've got the flue out. We've cleaned as much of the old sealant and stuff off as well. You can see by the water ingress as well there, it's not done the chipboard roof too good. So cleaned off as much silicone as that, and you can see that it was done quite early on in the life because of the colour of the roof and the silicone. So we're going to reseal that and get that done as well, obviously, hopefully before it rains.
It's got that one, just want one in there if you can get that one out.
So we've managed to get it sealed, yeah, before it rains. One thing I would say is before anyone ever opens a silicone tube, always have the old ultra grime wipes, or they call them, what they call griller wipes or whatever. It always helps. With this stuff, it really does help. And Tony just told us as well, WD-40. But yeah, we're all sealed up now. Yeah, so it's not about how much sealant you put on, it's making sure it is in the right places. I just put a little daub over each screw as well just to help, but that's where it was leaking in last time. This sealant, I was just telling Tony as well, doesn't go off. Probably come back to it in 6 months, you'll touch it and you'll still get it on your hands. At the same time, we've cleaned the silicone off this one here and sealed it in as well. Just a simple donut underneath of sealant, and then a new stainless steel screws as well. That is the key. Put stainless steel screws in, and then next time when you need to seal it, it will come out. So yeah, that's that job done. Happy customer.